So hi, everyone. I want to make this efficient for all of us. Thank you for giving us your time on this Friday afternoon. I have helped groups do auction acquisitions and come up with good auction items for more than 15 years for charities all across Florida. So I wanted to put some tips together to make this process easier. And not everyone is what I call a fearless asker who can just go out and ask for anything. But everyone usually can become comfortable with a handful of asks that are near and dear to their heart. So we're going to start. I'll follow up after this with some written information that Robin will share with you. But for this 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I would like you to take some notes if you've got some paper in front of you, that kind of thing. I used to teach middle school and high school. And so my brain thinks in terms of presentation and writing things down and processing things from hand to brain. So if we'll take a couple of notes, that'll be helpful. Okay, so how to start. When we're thinking about your auction, everybody that's on the board, or not on the board, but on the committee and in the organization, everyone that's internal who is going to show up at the event represents a constituent for this event. You're a likely attendee. Your friends, your social circle is a likely attendee. So we're going to start where you already spend money. So we're going to make a list of 3 things in 5 different categories. So for instance, if I asked you, you're all much more familiar with Manatee County than I am because I'm based in Tampa. What are your 3 favorite restaurants that you frequently go to? So just write those 3 down. What are your 3 favorite restaurants? And it's okay if there's overlap between you all. In your area, what are the restaurants that you go to the most? Then do it for travel, whether that is inside Florida, driving distance, or it's a place you always go every summer. It's an international place you like to go. 3 favorites to travel to that you maybe not frequently go, but that you have a history of going to. So travel. 3 restaurants, 3 travel. It might be a bed and breakfast you like. Okay, then think entertainment, like things you go out for the evening to do. Does that look like theater or sports or evening at a friend's house? Or what types of entertainment would you go out to do? Do you do family things like go to a jump castle, or do you do couples things like go to a wine tasting or a painting party? What are 3 entertainment things you like to do? Could be the theater, live music, chamber music. The next 3 are pampering. And this doesn't necessarily mean spa, but it could be. Do you get your nails done? Do you get your hair done? Do you go to a monthly massage? Do you get a facial? But it can also be pampering is anything that someone does for you that technically you could do yourself. So it could be your landscaping. It could be a house, help or house cleaner. It could be grocery delivery. It could be power washing or where you get your car washed. Any of those types of services. What are 3 of those that you use frequently? Do you get any pampering done? Who does a task for you that you could do if you had to? We all could do our own nails, but a lot of times we don't. My mom cuts her own hair. Most of us don't. And the last 3 are 3 gifts that you would be happy to receive. So this is stuff, things that if someone gave to you, you'd be like, oh, that's great. Is it a Godiva chocolate basket? Is it painting lessons? What would be 3 gifts that you would be happy to receive of any reasonable price point? Let's say up to $1,000. Could be $50 gift or big gift. Is it an iPad? Three
Good
gifts.
idea.
Okay.
I need a new iPad.
Yeah, if we need a new iPad, then that's good to know. Okay.
My birthday's in June, everybody.
Right. And if I can't think of it right off the bat, I'm still writing down 3 gifts I would like to receive. If I can't think of it right off the bat, this is something for me to consider, correct?
Absolutely, it's totally
Okay.
fine. So let me tell
Okay.
you what we're gonna do with this now. If you think about your circle, you already are engaged in the community. You already spend money in multiple places. You're supporting restaurants, you're supporting stores, you are using services in the community. All of that you're already doing. So because you support them, now is a chance where they can support you. And if you get something that is your personal connection donated, only one of 2 things can happen. The bidding is going to open below the retail value, maybe at 30% or 50% of retail value. So you could bid on this thing that you're already spending money on anyway. You're going to use your landscaper again. You're going to get your haircut again. You're going to go to this restaurant that you like again. Or somebody pays even more than you're willing to pay. And clearly then that brought a great item to the auction. So only 2 things can happen. You'll get it and you'll pay less than if you bought it retail, or somebody else will bid more than you and it'll raise a lot of money for the gala. So that's why we're going to start with everybody's inner circle. So whoever you talk to about the gala auction acquisitions, just say, make a list of your 3 favorites of things, 3 favorite food, restaurants, 3 favorite places to travel to, 3 favorite things to go out and do as an entertainment, 3 favorite gifts to get, and 3 favorite services that are done for you. Just start there. You don't have to ask all 15 of those, but see if you can get comfortable asking 5 of those. And I'm going to show you the process about how we're going to ask. But the easiest way to fill an auction with good things is to start where we already know and like and trust these businesses. These are restaurants we like. These are service providers we like. There must be 100 or more hairstylists. So how do we start if we want to offer a hairstylist to your auction? We start with a connection where somebody already knows and likes that person, rather than just Googling hair salon and start from nothing, right? So start where we already have ideas. Now you've each got 15 ideas. And we know only 2 things can happen. So let's talk about, now that you have ideas, how to actually ask for that. There is a form that Robin has made, which is an official auction donor form. Have they seen that yet, or you'll attach it to the email?
Yes, people have seen it, but I'll attach it again.
Okay, yep. So it's a form where you hand it to them, they fill in, this is the description of the donation, these are the restrictions on when it expires, or it only has to be used on weekdays, and the value. And we want them to give us the value. That's an IRS thing where it says the donors should state the value of the items that they donate. And then the best way to do this, if at all possible, is in person, when you're already spending money, when you're paying your bill, right? When you've got the check delivered to your table at the restaurant, that's when you ask to talk to the manager. Now, I find that it works really well to give people a compliment, like, thanks for another great dinner. I had the carbonara again. It's what I always have. It's really great. Can you ask the manager to stop by for a minute? Right? Manager, whoever's on duty, I want to thank you for always providing us such great food. We're having an auction and we want to, I'll teach you 3 magic words, feature your restaurant in our auction because we have a limited number of spaces and we thought of you. So we're going to teach you how to make it an opportunity to be included and not begging. We don't have to beg anybody. We've got lots of opportunities around the county, and we can find people that see that as an opportunity, that want to get on board with us, okay? So we've got our list of 15 items. We're going to talk about how to ask. We're going to use that form that Robin's going to attach to the follow-up email. So print it out or have some printed out. Whenever it's possible, go in person so that you can be a face that they associate with it. They get lots of asks, and most people will email and ask, and that falls off the desk. If you make the in-person ask, they've got a face to put to it. Now let's talk about what else. Believe you are doing them a favor. And I mean this in the way that we think about it first as like, oh, we need auction items, but we're having an auction either way. So we're inviting them to join us in this community event. And there might be 300 restaurants, but we're going to brainstorm 10. And those are the ones we're going to focus on that are kind of the ones that we want to elevate and that we want to promote. So think about changing your mindset a little bit to like, this is a great organization. This is a great fundraiser. Here's why we want to invite you in. So I'm going to have you write some stuff down. They're ask big. And that means if you want $100 gift card, ask for 200. If you want dinner for 4, ask for dinner for 6 or dinner for 8, because that lets the bidder, the donor, go, oh, well, we can't do dinner for 8. We might be able to do dinner for 4, which is what you were hoping for anyway, right? If you get dinner for 8, great, but you're happy with dinner for 4. I don't want you to go out and ask for like a gift card because they might give you a $25 gift card. If you ask for 200, they'll say, oh, we can't do 200. We never do 200. We could do 100 for you. Well, that's a big difference than just asking for a gift card and getting a $25 card. So ask big. It takes the same energy to ask for a bigger number as it does for a smaller number. So ask for dinner for 8, maybe they'll give you 4. Ask for dinner for 16, maybe we'll get 12. It's just tell yourself to think about this donation and double it. Ask big. Now I'm going to teach you 3 magic words and a question. This is the most important part of this. So the 3 magic words are feature, F-E-A-T-U-R-E, feature, showcase, and highlight. And the magic question is, how would you like to be included? Feature, showcase, highlight, and how would you like to be included? So the way this works is, this is how you actually make your ask. It's not, would you please give us a donation, but we're having this great fundraiser and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you can actually give me this. Let's do this. What are 3 reasons that a business in Manatee County should support this gala? Shout them out. What do you got? Why should they support you over somebody else?
Well, they get some benefit out of it. They get some exposure to a group of people who are going
Because
to
we're
frequent their
Democrats.
business.
Because we're Democrats, it's definitely one of them.
Mhm.
Because they get exposure in front of a great demographic. If you think about the people who come to your event, they have to be able to afford the ticket price. They know they're coming to a fundraiser. So these are people of means that can go and support area businesses. So that's a good demographic to get in front of. Another reason is because this is an annual event. So annual charity events have a proven track record of being supported by community members. There's a lot of one-time charity events that come up that also ask for donations, but they don't have the same benefit to the businesses because they don't have that track record of being able to fill a room, right? You're going to sell 300 tickets. You're going to have people of means who will be there that we're putting in front of. And this is no small thing. You're going to have a professional auctioneer. And that means that the businesses that we're promoting are likely to get better promotion. I'm keeping my eye on where are we putting the business donors' names and how many places and how can we mention them and how do we put their logos on the screen and make sure all that gets done. So those are 3 reasons if you want to say to somebody, here's why we think that you should join us, be included with us. We've got a great history with this annual event. We've got people coming with the means to come back and support your business. So that's why we want to get you in front of them. We've got a professional auctioneer to make sure you get good promotion, right? Not every event can say that. And I'll summarize all this for you in a wrap up. But now, how do you use the 3 magic words in a question, right? So the 3 magic words are, let's say that we want to ask for a chef to prepare dinner in home for 10 people, right? Then when I'm at my favorite restaurant, I'm going to ask if we could see the chef for a moment, or if I could see the manager. I'm going to compliment them first. I had the carbonara. It's always so great. We try to come here once a month. We always have such a great dining experience. We have a fundraiser coming up, and we would like to feature you as one of our exclusive live auction spots. There's going to be 10 or fewer spots where we're on the big screen in front of everyone, and we want to showcase your restaurant. We thought we could highlight your great chef's talent and perhaps do dinner for 10 for a group. That could either be here in the restaurant, or perhaps the chef would donate dinner for 10 in home. But that feature, showcase, and highlight makes it sound like an opportunity and not like, please help us, right? So feature, showcase, and highlight, and then give them an idea of a big gift, dinner for 10, and then say, how would you like to be included? Right? Here's the donation form. We'll follow up with you. Or you might be able to get the donation right then. I see a lot of people who get the gift card right then when they're paying their bill. They get the $100 gift card, they get the dinner for 4 certificate, they get all that. So feature, showcase, and highlight, and how would you like to be included? That's what we're going to work on for all these different asks, okay? Any questions so far? Hopefully you're getting some good ideas. Okay, so now let's talk about, you've thought about places you like and what's your circle. Now, after a week and a half, we've made those initial asks, 2 weeks, Robin, somewhere around there. Then let's expand and think about what else would be great additions to the auction besides what we started with in our own personal ideas. And the easiest way to do that is to Google top restaurants in Manatee County. Best spas, Manatee. Best golf. Best family entertainment. And you're going to get these lists that have been made by every other newspaper, TV, magazine, everything. Like all the lists of the best of have already been made. Because then we're putting the likely most popular, most desirable, biddable things in front of people. There's a saying that you want things where everybody wants to attend and spend. So we have to put things in front of them that they want to spend on. But that means we want to put items in front of them where everybody wants it. It has really broad appeal. So if Robin wants to bid, then it goes up. But then if Sandy wants to bid, it goes up, and Robin back to Robin, and then Lucy comes in, and then Randy comes in. And that's what runs the bids up, because everybody wants it. So there's a thing called the 50% rule. If you wouldn't bid on it at 50% of value, it's not the best auction item. If it's not worth at least 50% of its retail to you, it's okay if it comes in, but let's not spend our energy trying to get those things. Let's spend our energy trying to get the things that we think a lot of people would want to bid on. That's what runs up the bids. Sometimes people come to me with like a new lamp, but an ugly lamp, right? And they'll be like, do you think somebody will bid on this? And they'll be like, it's possible somebody will bid on that. However, that's not an exciting auction item. We're not going to have a bidding war, right? about an ugly lamp. So that's lower on our list of priorities. I'd rather have one of the top 10 restaurants give us $200 than a lamp that is supposedly worth $200, right? We're going to get a lot better return. In fact, restaurants have the highest percentage of retail value. So if all we got was restaurants, you'd raise a lot of money, because a lamp might sell for half or 60% of its value. A restaurant usually sells for 80, 90, 100, even more than value, 10 or 120, because you know you're going to turn around and use that and kind of get your donation back, right? You're going to get your value back out of it. So we can't have too many restaurants because, again, everybody wants them. So the bidding gets run up. All right. So we talked about your ideas, and then how to make asks with the ask sheet and feature, showcase, and highlight, and all of that. And now we're going to expand to make those Google searches and fill in holes. If we don't have any spa, try to get 3 more spa. If we don't have any golf, we'll use the golf list and try to get like 4 golf foursomes. But working with Robin, then she can tell you what the list and where it already is. I think it's going to be in a Google sheet, which means everybody could see it. Want to see the link, and you can see what we have and what we need to fill in. Don't worry if Lucy is going to ask for something and Randy wants to ask for the same thing. That's okay. It's not a thing to worry about whether or not you're making multiple asks and whatever. It happens so rarely that you can look at the sheet and see what we have in hand. And if we don't have it in hand, this is again, feature, showcase, and highlight. Oh, I'm glad Lucy asked you because we were really talking about how we wanted to showcase you in the auction. Makes them feel good. Feature, showcase, highlight, right? That's what we're trying to do. So think about your auctions again with food, travel, entertainment, pampering, and stuff. But there's something I want to tell you about stuff. Stuff's actually the last category for auctions. When anyone hears about an auction, they think we got to get stuff for the auction. But stuff, like mostly physical items, they have a known value a lot of times, like a finite price, a set retail price. So it's a logical thing and not an emotional thing. When I'm looking at stuff, I could look it up on my phone and see where else I could get this thing for a better deal, right? Stuff makes you stop bidding because you're thinking about, am I bidding over the value? Whereas experiences, things that have an emotional impact for them, things that are a social outing, like entertainment, like food, even though $100 is $100 restaurant certificate, sounds like it's $100. It's the experience of going with your friend, of going with your husband, of going with your niece, of going with your sister that you remember. It's that experience part of it. A basket of spa products might be a bath later, but it doesn't have the same emotional resonance of an experience, right? So don't worry too much about what physical stuff do we have. We'll end up getting stuff, but it's better to go after things that have an emotional impact, that have a social engagement impact than just a basket of something. If a basket of something, then that's great. We'll
Unless
have
the basket comes with the gift certificate, because then you can kind of show it up a little.
even better. Yep. But we'll make displays for things that
Mhm.
don't have, if it's a certificate for a massage, we'll make a display that has the photo of the massage and it has the, that kind of stuff and whatever. So we can make a visual for things that don't have a visual. But I want you to have the most possible bidders, and the more experiential it is, the better the bidders you get. Now, there's one category that's really important that we didn't talk about, and that is the behind the scenes, can't put a price tag on it. We pulled some strings to get this special kind of experience. Not like entertainment that everybody else can get, not just buying tickets to a theater, but something backstage, meet the artist, VIP seating that is, not something that you would just buy if you were going to buy a ticket to like the difference between 2 regular seat sports tickets and a skybox, or the loge premium seating, or the seats behind home plate when you go see the Rays, that kind of thing. So they're elevated and special access in some way. Maybe you live on a golf course that's private. Maybe you know somebody who's a member at a private golf course. Can we get a foursome there where you can't usually just call up and get in, right? What has special access or needs VIP access to be able to get to it? And those things are priceless. Let me give you an example of one of those we did last night. I just did an auction for Oldsmar Cares, little neighborhood in North Tampa. We asked the fire chief to come. The assistant fire chief came, brought a big kind of assortment of fire gear, like the boots and the jacket and the hat and all that stuff, and put it on the stage. I called her up on the stage when we did the auction. We auctioned off dinner for 4 with the firemen. So all it is a lunch or a dinner for 4 people at the fire station. We sold it for $1,000 twice. right? And all it was to have the assistant fire chief come. She came up on stage, said, what are we going to do? She said, we're going to make you dinner for 4 and give you a tour, and you could try on all the gear and take pictures and all that kind of stuff. $2,000, just like that, just from making the ask, right? And it's feature, showcase, highlight, and it's something where you can't call up the fire station and say, hey, can my, can you all make dinner for my family of 4? And it doesn't have to be a family. The firefighter thing is really fun because it could be like guys' day with the firefighters, ladies' lunch with the firefighters, family lunch with the firefighters. So it's wide open. It's like we were talking about before. It's wide open to a lot of possible buyers, right? So think about things like that are outside of the box, that are, I hate that phrase, but are the, there are calling in favors level of asking, because over time, what we can do with your event is build in some special opportunities that only happen at this event, right? That they're only offered because Glenn made the ask and because he only does it for this event, right? So it's those kind of things. I've had an event that has a walk-on part to a TV show because somebody's sister is the producer. And we used to have an event that had Grammy tickets because somebody worked for the Grammys, right? It doesn't have to be that big, but it can be special access behind the scenes at the ballet because you know somebody who's there, somebody who works at Ringling who's going to do a private tour, right, of that, as opposed to just general admission tickets. So think along those lines.